poor elbow indeed.
You know what they need? Since we can't get like the big thing with cones, Costco should start selling cones.
Yeah, Costco. Costco should start selling weed too.
Yeah.
Sell it all. Bulk weed. 5-pound bag of weed. 2 billion cones. Ooh. Coming out again or what? Staying in, coming out. Staying in and coming out. At the same time, he's staying in and coming out.
I don't know if we could even trust you with a doggy door. I think you would just be in and out every 30 minutes. Boop, 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 boop.
Who knows? Itchy elbow. It's not itchy. Just hurts. The left side of my joints. Not happy. Left knee fucking up. I go down the stairs. It acts like it wants to like give. It doesn't hurt. Just like, it's like, oh, okay. Skibbity left knee, skibbity left elbow. Fantastic. I mean, yeah, dude, I'd go get a Costco membership if they were doing 5-pound bags of weed.
Or 1,000 packs of cones.
Yeah. 5-pound bags of mids. I'd buy that. Old man Paul, you ain't fucking kidding, bro. Aches, pains, gripes, complaints. I got it all.
So yesterday was the coldest beach day you've ever had?
That was wild. We went to the beach yesterday. Just to kind of like walk around and hang out, and it was freezing at the beach. Freezing. Frigid. It was fun though. It was pretty. And I got to skip stones, which I'm not very good at, but I like doing it. I got a 5 skipper off the ocean. That's pretty fucking impressive. A 5 skipper off the ocean is, you know what I mean? That's one for the record books right there for me. Kirkland signature sticky, icky, icky. Yeah. Yeah. Sunny Select. Bags of mids. Both my parents had arthritis in their 30s. I'm 32, so I'm looking forward to inheriting that.
He's chasing the kitty.
Oh, there's a kitty cat.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Did you get him, D? I don't even think you got close.
Not sure about them squirrels, but he knows how to chase a cat.
Yep.
Get your butt back over here, D.
He's like, I ran and now I don't know where I am. Come on, D. Bring your little butt over here.
I'll go get shoes and get them.
Where's he going?
He went around that tree.
Yeah, he's fine. Yeah. I wouldn't worry about it. He'll be back. Just let him get a little sniff around over there. Is he over by the... He's over there now.
I guess.
I think. I just saw a stick move over there.
I'm just gonna go check.
Every time Paul is told not to smoke. Yeah, every time I'm told not to smoke, a little furry rescue kitten dies. Gets slowly run over by a truck. It's the way it is. There he is.
Oh.
Just in time for Mom to go get her shoes.
Yeah.
You wandering over there, D?
Of course.
What a goof. Ooh, ooh, You know, Cricket, you know, put your hand on the glass in a pathetic nature and try and tempt us to come out or come back in. Is that the plan? Ooh, D, where did you go now?
He's right there.
Oh. That's true.
Flopped his ear and took off so fast.
Yeah. Weed smoker. Nope. What do I feel like I've seen this guy before? You probably have.
I've been bouncing around YouTube for
20 years. Close to 20 years. Although I always look different. Different eras of Paul, definitely. Stop taking him perkies, boy. Perkies? Man, I ain't popped a perky since I was in my 20s.
Yeah, how your little brain works, D. You're afraid of the squirrels, but not a cat.
Who knows? Those are some big squirrels, though. I gotta give them that. At the very least, those are some giant-ass squirrels, D.
They're smaller than kitties.
Some massive fucking squirrels. Have you ever heard of the circular economy? I'm studying it for a master's. I'm wondering if you have a layperson's understanding of it. Do you?
No.
The circular economy?
No.
I'm trying to think.
I mean, I know like vertical integration. That's like monopoly shit.
But what would a circular economy be? Like people produce goods, right? Mm-hmm. So they produce unfinished goods, and then those finished goods are put together by a company and sold back to the people who made the parts. That's what it seems like. Just like an endless procession of money going in a circle. That's what I think of. I dabbled with opioids in my 20s and they made me feel tired and floaty. Yeah, that's the point. That's exactly how they made me feel too, which was the whole idea. Circular economy equals reduce waste, recycle, reuse raw materials. No, that's recycling. It's about recycling. Oh, okay, so it's about...
Yeah, I found, yeah.
Okay, so it's a recycling thing?
Recycling and reusing and all
So it's
that.
like...
So it's like the green economy.
Product is made, product is sold, product is recycled, product is made, product is sold, product is recycled. Got it. Okay, well that makes sense. Are you that neckbeard guy who got bodied by destiny? Huh? Bodied? I guess so, yeah. Got bodied by destiny. I hate opioids. Got them prescribed for surgery. Took them 2 days and just dealt with the pain after. I couldn't deal with them. Yeah, some people don't take well to opioids.
Which is good. It's better than taking too well to the opioids.
Yeah. I'm not one of those people. Opioids are a dangerous drug for certain types of people and brains, I think. For me, it's like... the way I remember it is I would have these kind of problems, right? Pain in my body, pain in my mind, pain in my emotions or whatever. I'd be feeling down, depressed, anxious, angry, all of those things, right? And then I would pop a Percocet or a Vicodin or two, drink a couple beers on top of it, and within an hour, I was literally floating on a cloud where, like, if somebody had busted into my house, you know what I mean, kicked the door down, I probably wouldn't even have jumped up. Like, that level of fucking, like... And then once I got a taste for that feeling, that kind of... because it really is, it's like, for me, it was depersonalization. It's like you are just, it literally is, you're just floating. Like you are submerged in body temperature water and everything, you know, body doesn't hurt, your mind doesn't hurt. You can't focus for long enough on one thought train to get caught up in a bad spiraling thinking pattern. It is just, it's just wonderful. The feeling is wonderful, right? And that is very dangerous. It's very dangerous. It's a very dangerous drug, for sure.
If you don't like it, good on you.
Mm-hmm. If they don't work well for you, you're pretty lucky. As a human being, you don't have to worry about that. Exactly is your stance on a possible solution for Israel-Palestine? Okay. Well, I'm a one-state solution guy. And so I think that the United Nations should send a peacekeeping force and an interim United Nations government to normalize political relations between Israel and Palestine and start the work of equalizing those places, start the work of equal allowance to religious sites, all of the things. It's going to take a while, right? You've got a UN peacekeeping force there holding things down. Once you establish those kind of basics, you start working on setting up a coalition government. And when the new blended state of Israeli-Palestine or Palestinian Israel or whatever we call it, right, is ready, the UN peacekeeping force draws down, leaving only a tokenistic force behind in case, right? And we hand over the keys to a new one-state solution with a constitution and a government that respects religious differences and protects religious identity and national, or what you call it, racial identity. Just like an egalitarian, liberal democracy state, right? With a coalition government of elected officials. And when that has been established and when that government is ready to take the reins, the UN leaves. And there you go. That is the way that I think you solve the Israel-Palestine ongoing problem. But the problem I see is they don't, like, the powers that be do not want it solved because there's too much money to be made. There's too much power to be gained. But yeah, I think that that is entirely possible, entirely doable. I think that the UN has participated in things like that before. Let's do it. You know, I'm 45 years old. My entire life has been a series of rotating Israeli-Palestinian conflict shit. I don't even want to think about the billions and billions and billions of taxpayer dollars that have floated overseas just so people can blow each other up. It makes no sense. Interesting idea, but I don't see how it could work in practice. You don't? You don't see how it could work for a UN peacekeeping force to come into a small country, establish an overarching government, establish societal norms and enforce societal norms, help those people establish a coalition government, and then turn it over to them? You just don't see how that works in practice. Why would Israel give up its sovereignty to the UN? You don't give Israel the choice. Israel doesn't get the choice, and neither does Palestine. Because when the choice is left to Israel and Palestine, it's endless conflict, endless fighting, endless mass murder, endless devastation and destruction. And who picks up the bill? I don't mean to make it about money, but who's paying the bills on that shit? It ain't working. Yeah. So Israel doesn't get to go like, you can't take our land. We're taking it. We're taking it. We'll give it back to you when you're ready. And that's it. So my mind is, I'm an all or nothing type of guy. Why would Israel give up its sovereignty to the UN? What about the surrounding terrorist organizations like Hezbollah?
Because Israel has no money without the US.
Right. Israel is a subsidiary of the United States economy. If we pull out of Israel and stop sending them money and stop sending them munitions and stop supporting them materially, they cease to exist. They don't get to argue anymore. When they have sovereignty, they commit genocide. Over and over.
What if we made Israel like a territory like Puerto Rico is, rather than the UN thing?
Yeah, Puerto Rico's not doing well, so no. I think it needs to be an international, because look, this conflict is an international, like the people that, the UN peacekeepers that do go there, the international coalitions of corporate entities that go there to clean up the devastation and stuff. Like that, it's an international project. And I think that the UN is an organization with a structure that could handle this. And every time I bring it up to a person that's like our super pro-Israeli kind of person that wants to see Israel just dominate the region and thinks that's the solution, right? Every time I butt up against somebody like that, they poo-poo the idea of the UN doing what I think the UN was designed to do. It's just like, I don't see how the UN is going to be a peacekeeping force. I don't see how the UN is going to intercede in a hot conflict and calm it down and institute an interim government. It's like, that's what the fucking UN is for. So let's do it. So I'm an all or nothing guy. I'm either one state solution governed by the UN until they're ready, or pull out and let them fucking handle their own shit. See how they do without American help. I don't see how the rotating death machine is the best option. Because like I said, dude, I'm 45 years old. My entire life, these two regions have been slaughtering one another. One side more than the other, let's be fucking real.
And then,
there's been no solution. There's been constant ongoing devastation. Now it's more and more billions of dollars over the last 3 years. There's no end to it. There's no end goal to it. So I say, UN peacekeeping force, one state solution, or good luck. Personally, I don't see how it's a genocide. Cut to a picture of Gaza completely and utterly flattened with how many innumerable bodies underneath the rubble. I don't see how it's a genocide either, homeboy. What does genocide look like? If not a complete destruction of urban infrastructure and a complete lack of decorum or care for human life. What does it look like?
It seems like every other country thinks that it's a genocide, except the U.S. and Israel.
Yeah. I mean, the ICC agrees it's a fucking genocide. All these international fucking organizations have called it a genocide. The organization that oversees genocide has called it a genocide. So you can argue, I just don't see how it's a genocide. That sounds like you're trying to make excuses for one side of this conflict or the other. You notice I'm not doing that.
You're saying neither of them are fucking trustworthy.
I'm saying neither one of them is capable of bringing peace and stability to that region. And it's time for America to get out of the business of failure in the Middle East. So either we establish a genuine one-party, one-state solution in Israel-Palestine, or we pull the fuck out of it. Period. You should look up the updated satellite photos on Google Earth. They just published them not long ago. What was once bustling cities is just flat rubble. I've seen pictures. I've seen endless pictures of Gaza, where the entire city center, there's not one brick standing on top of another brick. And there are how many bodies underneath that? Israel's lowballing. Conservatively, 100,000 people dead. More realistically, 200-300. What do you got? What's it going to take? This guy's misconstruing your argument. He thinks you're saying Palestine should be given power. What? See, that's what I'm saying. There's a whole lot of, like, people have very complex ideas about Israel, but for some reason they can't understand simplicity. You always get reinterpreted and misunderstood. I'm not out here waving a Palestinian flag wearing a keffiyeh. That place is fucking brutal and shitty. It's a brutal, shitty place for human beings to live. I'm not a Palestinian fan. Not an Israeli fan either. I'm a fan of peace and stability. How's that? I just don't see how it works any other fucking way.
Every two-state solution has fallen apart.
Because it doesn't impose any kind of limitations on Israel to continue its incursions. Mm-hmm. There's no two-state solution in this. People generationally, and I'm just saying, have to be taught how to live cheek by jowl with people that they don't agree with.
Like, you see how Germany was put back together, split in half, and then reintegrated.
I mean, that was a nightmare, though. I mean, like that. But yeah, I mean,
like it quashed their identity enough that they were a whole new nation afterwards.
It's true.
Yeah, they were under complete control from both sides.
There's many Americans living in similar squalor and terror. No. There is nobody in America living in a bombed out city with their whole family underneath rubble and nobody's coming to help. You cannot make any comparison. I don't care if you just got slapped with a storm. The Palestinians have got it worse right now.
Really the only part of the U.S. that would even have that argument is like Pearl Harbor. Hawaii.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think America territorializing the place is a good idea, because we just treat those places like shit. Look at American Samoa. Look at the parts of the South Pacific that we call ours. Look at Puerto Rico. Like, we just shit on those places, and so that's not a solution. That's just passing the buck to another untenable situation for the millions of people that live in the region. Just not working. These people need peace, stability, and they need to see each other as human beings. Period. And that is something that's only going to happen generationally. There are people on both sides of that conflict that will never, ever break bread with somebody from the other side. They hate them. They despise them. Maybe they got good reasons to. That is a generational problem that can only be fixed by an enforced peace, an enforced Bill of Rights, where you're not allowed to steal people's fucking houses. You're not allowed to shoot rockets at people. You're not allowed to set up checkpoints and sort people by race and gender and religion. Right? That's the only thing that ends it. The only thing that ends it is cooler heads prevailing. And that's it. How do you quantify the loss of life when you factor in shortened lifespans and lower overall quality of life as a result of war? It goes beyond just, I know. The dead, like the dead aren't suffering, right? It's the survivors that suffer. Yep. What does Private Joker say? The dead have been covered in lime. The dead only know one thing, that it is better to be alive. That moment in that movie shook me to my core when I was young. Because it's true. So, this, like, what do you think a solution? What do you think a solution would be, Paul? Oh, I think that the international organization that was pretty much created for peace and stability and enforcing peace and stability should enforce peace and stability under a temporary government in the region until the people in that region are willing to live in a multicultural, egalitarian society. And then when they're ready, turn it over. I just don't see how that fucking even makes any sense, bro. It's just like talking with people about this. And it's been this way too. I was on this forum back in the day, right? Private forum, about 100 people. We all knew each other. And it had a very strict freedom of speech policy. You could say whatever the fuck you wanted there, right? You're not going to get banned for saying something edgy or wrong or whatever the fuck, or arguing with somebody. That just wasn't it. There was one topic that was utterly banned there, and it was due to the fact that it never went anywhere. It devolved into just bullshit, and it's just people repeating the same shit back and forth at each other, and that is what we called IP. IP, Israel-Palestine, banned as a topic. Because it literally, there's so much deliberate misunderstanding when you talk to people about that over there, because there is so much emotion, and then you don't even, like, well, I haven't even gotten into it. I won't pick this dude in here's brain, this Willie guy, but who knows if he's got some religious nuttery wrapped up in this, because, like, oh, the Jews have to hold Israel because that's where Jeebus is coming back. I don't even know if that's part of it, but there's no way to tell. There is no way to tell if you're arguing with somebody who in good faith has an opinion that's different from yours, or somebody who molds their opinion to fit some stupid religious narrative about that area. What are you even what the fucking about, bro? Don't act like pro-Israel people in America aren't like, don't act like it's wild that somebody would support Israel not out of a desire for peace or stability in the region, but because Israel is where God's chosen people are in the Bible. Give me a fucking break, bro. You know how many people that support Israel support it just on that religious basis? Well, I'll take you at your word that that's not your stance, but you see how it poisons the entire fucking conversation for me. You are person number 999 in the last fucking 20 years that I've had this conversation with, and it always goes the same way. I say the same fucking shit. One state solution, UN peacekeeping force. And then it's just, do you know this? Do you know that? Do you know the history of this? No. I know the recent history of Israel-Palestine. I know the recent history of America's involvement in the region. Don't care about any of the rest of it. The historical context isn't going to stop the slaughter. Me understanding the complex treaty organization and fucking land distributions that made up the fucking state of Israel when it was created, I have no fucking clue, and I don't care. Straight out, don't give a fuck. There is wholesale slaughter going on in that region, and my tax dollars for my entire life have been paying for it, and I'm tired of it. If my tax dollars are going over there, I'd rather it be a UN peacekeeping force. I'd rather it be billions of dollars to preserve life. So you have to understand, man. I'm an old hat at this conversation. Okay, you like I said, you are conservatively the 1,000th person I've had this conversation with in the last fucking 15 years, 20 years. You got to understand, bro. Like, you are not going to give me some little piece of historical nuance or show me some report that's going to change my fucking mind on this. You're just not. You know, and I don't feel like I'm going to appeal to your humanity enough or be able to tell you how frustrating it is to live 45 years and to see a problem go unsolved to the tune of, you know, just tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people dead, right? I'm not going to be able to implant that frustration and that life experience into you, and you're not going to be able to tell me about the fucking circumstances under which Israel was created and change my mind about it. I don't care. And neither do you. Can we just admit that? I don't care about the nuance in the history, and you don't care about the piles of dead bodies. If we can meet there, at least we're human beings having a fucking conversation. You want peace? Then why not adopt my fucking tact and start arguing for an enforced long-term peace in the region? How about that? I think you want Israel to remain sovereign in the region more than you want peace. If you wanted peace, one state solution, right? New state, Palestinian Israel, Israel-Palestine / in the middle. I don't care what we call it. Israel-Palestine. Right? So if you want peace, do you want peace more than Israel's sovereignty in the region? Let me ask you that question. Would you be willing to sacrifice Israel's sovereignty in the region for an enforced, long-lasting peace? That's a direct question. I'll give you time. I'm making it up to you. This is a hypothetical. Would you, if given ultimate power over the situation, be willing to sacrifice Israel's sovereignty in the region for a long-lasting, enforced, generational peace in that region? If the answer is no, you don't want peace. You're not being honest about what you want. I'd fucking smack, if somebody put the button in front of me, I'd smash the fucking button. Would you? There's a lot of coyness going on. See, direct question, direct answer, please. If I could see into the future and I knew the outcome, maybe. That's just such a non-hand wave of an answer. See, this is why I don't like having this fucking conversation. You just said you want peace. Am I misquoting you? You typed, I want peace, period. Am I misquoting you? Do you want peace more than you want Israel's sovereignty in the region to remain as is? I'll wait. You answer. It's a yes or no, bro. No. It's a yes or no. You want peace or not? Bro. The problem is it would create a ton of problems. Oh, okay. Like what? So yes, you want peace. So you care about long-lasting generational peace in the region more than you care about Israel remaining sovereign in the region. Just making sure that that's what you're saying. I'm not going to ban him. Because this is the type of shit. If I ban him, right? Here's the thing. This is why IP was banned on my old forum. And it's why I fucking only dip my toe in it here and there. Right? Because if I ban him, this dude walks away going like, I won. Triggered that fucking idiot. You know what I mean? I've tried to tell dude. Like, I've had this conversation 1,000 fucking times. Sure, I guess. Why would you be banned? Because you're being annoying as fuck. Like, you can't ask. It took you fucking forever to answer a direct question. You're being snaky and weaselly about the conversation. And I'm talking to you straight up. And I'm tired of being the only one talking straight up. Yeah? My question is loaded. The question of if you could enforce peace in the region, but it meant that Israel is no longer a thing and is blended into a new state, and it took you like fucking 10 messages of hemming and hawing to give me a half-ass yes. I don't think you want peace, bro. I think you want to win. I think you like winning arguments on the internet. And I think you have a vested interest, whatever it may be, in the brutal, horrible, sectarian state of Israel. No, I want both peoples to live side by side. Then why, when I offer a solution that provides that, do you immediately hand wave it and say, it doesn't work in practicality? It's like, for some reason, sending endless bombs and drones and fucking military hardware to Israel, that does work in practicality. But an enforced peacekeeping operation in that region until it's ready to be a blended state, That just can't happen. It's like the guy that wants peace just can't see peace. I want peace. Okay, well, why don't we use the massive power of this international organization to enforce peace? Well, I just don't practically see how peace is a thing. It's like, dude, bombs of peace, yeah. Keep sending munitions of peace to Israel. That's going to bring peace. I guess technically if you slaughter every person of Palestinian fucking heritage and there's not a single one left in Palestine, then I guess you've enforced a kind of peace in the region, huh? Can't force peace on people that don't want it. Want to bet? You want to bet? There will be no peace until Christ returns. See? See what I mean? See about earlier why I had to fucking just ask if you have some sort of vested Christian interest in this? Look at them. This topic brings them out of the woodwork like worms. It's a fucking horrible, filthy topic. And it is one of the most fucking tragic, preventable, horrible things in my fucking lifetime. And that's just the truth. You start talking about this topic, and it's like fucking just like maggots rising up out of the woodwork. Just Jesus is coming back. Israel, you mean the people are gone. See why I had to ask you? What do you think the CCR? I have no fucking clue. Dude, you've asked me that fucking 3 times. I have no fucking clue. What's the CCR, bro? Why don't you educate me? Because I'm sure it's going to flip my whole fucking opinion. The 1,000th conversation about IP, and this guy's going to teach me what some acronym means, and I'm going to flip my whole fucking opinion. Let's do it, dude. What's the CCR, bro? You've been desperate for me to ask you. Why don't you explain it? No, it literally has been. The people that wrote the Bible believed Jesus was coming back in their lifetime. Think about it. It's 2,000 years worth of oops. Stands for civilian casualty ratio. I'm just asking you what you think the civilian to combatant ratio is. I don't know, and I don't give a fuck. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't. I know that there's conservatively 100,000 people dead. Once they clear the rubble and unbury all the bodies, conservatively, there's 100,000 people dead. People. I don't separate human beings into combatants and civilian. They're human beings. And there are 100,000 of them dead, conservatively. And I don't give a fuck. Yeah. You don't think that's high? That's such a sheltered, needs to fucking step off the internet for a minute comment? You telling me if 100,000 people got blown up in your city, because Palestine is the size of a fucking city, right? You telling me if 100,000 people got blown up and buried under the rubble of a war, you'd be like, yeah, it could have been worse. Give me a fucking break, bro. See, this is where you and I differ. You hand wave 100,000 people in the dirt. I don't have only one. One is too many. Oh, it's only 80,000 people dead. Oh, well, you know what? Keep sending them bombs then. That's a pretty great ratio. The CCR. See, this is why, like, dude, just step back for a second. Step back from the sweat and tell me this isn't just a poisonous fucking conversation, bro. Poisonous. That whole region is poison. Neither side has a government that's worth a shit. Both sides engage in barbaric, shitty fucking activity, and we subsidize that shit endlessly. Just barbarism. We claim to be a people that care about fucking freedom. Right? Here in the United States, we value and prize our personal freedom, and yet we subsidize billions in dollars worth of oppression and death. I'm sick of the hypocrisy of it. Because you know what? Stupid as it may be, I believe that little jingoistic thing. I believe that freedom, the freedom of a human being to live without being oppressed, without dying of a preventable illness, I believe that is worth fighting for. Period. And it includes bombs, warfare, bullets. I feel the same fucking way about Ukraine. 1 million people in the dirt. Ukrainian conscripts fighting Russian conscripts. I want you to think about that and ask yourself how you could ever support one side or the other. Conscripted armies being forced to die in the most brutal, horrifying way. And there's now 1 million people that otherwise would have lived long, full, fruitful human lives that are now dead in the mud in some fucking wasteland level Eastern Ukrainian bullshit. And for what? You can't get over that hump with me. I'm sorry, dude. I've got too much empathy or whatever for human beings. I'm too anti-war. I'm old school that way, man. I know that part of the left is functionally dead. Everybody's just kind of like, well, war's all right. That's basically where the left's at right now. That's not the left I come from. I am a principled anti-war voter and a principled anti-war advocate. And I don't think those principles are going to be subverted by any kind of machination or argument you're going to make about the civilian casualty ratio. You come at me with that, you're going to lose. I disagree with you, but I can appreciate your passion for human life. It's not even just a passion for human life, bro. It is a passion for people to be given the opportunity to live a life. That's what it is. I want you to just try and close your eyes and imagine. Just pick. You know, I don't know how good you're, because like a lot of people have trouble with this. And maybe this is the way our brains are wired differently. But if you can close your eyes, right? Just think of a general person that's died in Eastern Ukraine over the last 3 years, right? Young, probably, somewhere around 22, 23 years old, probably on the average, right? Young, male, right? 23-year-old young man, right? A 23-year-old young man. Think about all the promise of that, right? What does a 23-year-old young man have in his potential future? a wife or a husband, children, family, friends, love, compassion, heartache, moments of just brilliant burning joy. And all of that and so much more besides, right? Just in this one guy that we're imagining. This one, notice I didn't say Ukrainian or Russian, just one average combatant in that region who has died over the course of this conflict. The life, the love, the wondrous promise of a young life. And then I want you to take that man, that 23-year-old man who's died in eastern Ukraine in a muddy ditch, and I want you to imagine 1 million of them standing all together. All of the promise that I talked about, gone 1 million times over. You will make no argument ever that diffuses my position on that. That can't even be fucking quantified. There's nothing I can even say. So go fuck yourself. A million. It's fucking disgusting. It makes me sick. The lack of basic human empathy. You can't put yourself in that young man's shoes, you fuck. Conscripted and sent to die. Right at the blooming, blossoming, flowering of your life. So many people are ready to dismiss all of that because it's just, I don't know, man. There are just too many fucking arguments, too many machinations, too many geopolitical interests at play for people to have basic fucking human empathy for one another. To look at a human and see a human. And that's all, you know. It's just gone. Like, it's gone from politics, and that's why I'm gone from politics. That's why I find myself such a fucking outsider in the political community. Even though I don't think that I have wild or wacky political expectations. I am a very typical leftist from my time, right? But things have moved on, and they've moved on in a way that I just fundamentally cannot move on with. I cannot start looking at human beings like numbers. As much as people might want me to do it, I can't do it. A human life is a human life, and it is filled with pain and promise. And to extinguish that before its time, right, is a tragedy beyond comprehension. And to times that one death by 1 million is a fucking brutal slaughter. And I'm willing to admit that, dude. I'm anachronistic as a leftist. There just isn't a fucking movement for me anymore. And that's okay. I don't need it. I don't need it. Because I've yet to even conceive of the existence of an argument that's going to diffuse that position ever for me. Ever. Do you know what a conscript is, Willie? Do you know what a conscript is? Can I'm asking you a question like you asked me about CCR. Can you tell me what a conscript is in Army terms? Please do. What's a conscript? Dudes like this will forever double down. It's okay, give him time. I want you to give me a definition of the word conscript when it comes to war. What is a conscript? Yes, I would like you to tell me. You don't got to go into fucking paragraphs of detail. It's a fairly simple concept, right? What is a conscript? Short definition will do. The length of do you want me, ahs that you've typed would probably have done it. That amount of keystrokes could probably handle it. What's a conscript, Willie? Yeah. Type in, ask ChatGPT to give you a one-sentence definition of conscript. I don't know how you youngins do it. Basically forcing people to join the military to fight in a war. Okay, I'll accept that definition. That's what I asked for. It's a simple. So a conscript is a person who is taken from their life and forced to fight in a war. Okay? Now let me ask you a question. Is the army of Russia a conscript army? Is it a conscription army? Is it an army that bolsters its ranks with conscripts? We're working on a logical fucking conclusion here, okay? Just work with me here. Is the Russian army an army of conscripts? Just chill out, Sable. We're getting there. Deals worked with prisoners for freedom and volunteer. Yeah. Okay. That's retarded. Let me just answer for you then, okay? Since you just can't type yes. Russia maintains a conscription army. An army of conscripted people who are taken from their lives and forced to fight in a war. And giving people the choice between life in a Russian gulag or going to die in a war is not fucking something that's like moral and defensible. Okay? So, we're going to move to the next one. Is the Ukrainian army a conscription army? Is it an army that pulls people out of their lives and sends them to the front to die in a war? It's a very simple yes, very simple no. There really is only one answer to it, but I'm going to let you give it. yes, it's a no. It's a yes, it's a no. It's a yes or no. It doesn't take long to type yes, and it doesn't take long to type no. They have used conscription, but I don't. They conscripted that many people. That's not what I asked you. You don't know shit. You were asking me for numbers earlier. You got numbers on how many conscripts Ukraine has used? Because to my knowledge, they haven't released any of those numbers. You got some knowledge I don't? You want to hook me up? Because otherwise, you're just kind of like guessing there, huh? Hoping that reality reflects your conclusions a little bit. I asked a question that's a yes or no. Is the Ukrainian army an army that uses conscription? Is it a conscription army? The answer is yes. I'll help you out. Yes. So once again, I want you to reiterate what you said earlier. The Ukrainians are choosing to defend their freedom. And then I want you to look at the definition that you gave for a conscript. And I want you to gel those things in your mind and make them make fucking logical sense. Yes, the draft is a form of conscription. When you expect questions which require nuance, they make generalizations. When you ask for a simple yes or no, they try and answer with nuance. I know. This is why these conversations are so fucking poisonous for me. Because I've had, like I said, when it comes to war, take that number that I gave you for IP and triple it. So I've had maybe 1,000 of these IP conversations, broader, this war topic, maybe 3,000-4,000 of these in-depth kind of conversations in my fucking life. And dude, I can tell you about 3,999 of those 4,000s I was jerked around. Word games, equivocations, smoke screens, the inability somehow to just answer a question with a simple yes or no. It's fucking so poisonous and so rotten. Keep trying to box me in and get me to answer out of me that you think, no, dude, bro, I'm sitting here, okay, almost 45-year-old man. I'm probably about 80, 90 pounds overweight. I'm smoking like a fucking chimney, bro. I don't care about looking good. I don't care about looking good, bro. I don't care about looking good. Okay? Let's get that the fuck out. I'm asking you these questions sincerely, bro. I'm not trying to win. I'm asking you sincere and honest questions. I'm trying to walk you through the logic of my position. That's it. I ain't trying to win shit or make you look like a dumb fuck or nothing. Okay? And I don't care if you think I look like a dumb fuck or that other people watching might think I look like a dumb fuck. I'm not trying to be your role model, okay? I don't play that game. I'm not a debate bro, okay? I don't win internet points. I have conversations. You go take a look at this channel, bro. Go back over the lives. It is literally nothing but me attempting to have conversations with people. And you and I are like one of 10,000 of those. Okay? That's it. Dude, go back over my shit and tell me I'm a guy that's trying to make myself look good. I give a fuck. Honestly, genuinely. To be fair, Paul does like being right. Well, who doesn't like being correct? Like if you say it's this way, somebody says no, and then you look it up and you find out you were right. What? I'm not supposed to feel good about that. Make yourself look good to who? The 100 people? Yeah. It's 120 people in here. You know? Let's be real about it. Anywho, I'm gonna freshen up my coffee. Hey, don't tell anybody that. That's your recipe. Well, they're boxed brownies, but you did the pecan thing. That's what I'm saying. That ain't boxed brownies. Amelia's such a good cook. Ugh. We went to visit some friends of ours here who, around Christmas, they loaned us a couple pieces of Tupperware filled with some Christmas dinner goodies in them. And my mom always has had this thing. And you know what, I feel bad because I hardly ever did it for her. I probably borrowed more containers from my mother than anybody. But I have this kind of like thing that she taught me where it's like if somebody gives you a container with food in it and you intend to return it full with something else. And I just think it's a cute way of thanking people for the kindness of like, hey, let me take a whole piece of Tupperware out of your cabinet and the food that you probably paid for at your house. You know what I mean? It's just a nice way of saying thank you to people. And it's really neat that Amelia is so good at cooking and doing all that stuff because it's just a cute way of being. And it puts a little happiness into the world. You know what I mean? Like nobody's gonna go like, ew, you filled my fucking Tupperware with delicious brownies? Gross. You know what I mean? There's just no bad outcome to that. Unless you sneak nuts in on somebody who's got a nut allergy or something. That could suck, but...
Be quiet.
That bark echoed so loud, D. You are awesome.
Yep. we warn the neighbors. If you hear a big bow,
Yeah.
it's you.
I try to warn everybody because the neighbors said the neighbors told us when we met them, when they saw you, they're like, oh, we thought he was a way bigger dog. You sound like a dog 3 times your size, D. That was wild.
Yeah.
The whole woods rang with your fury, D.
Mm-hmm.
You're a Viking. Listen to the whole neighborhood now.
Yeah.
You know what, D? I'll tell you something, bud. We live out far enough that if you want to let loose a bark or two out here, I'm gonna allow it. This is where you come to sing. This is your cathedral. This is your opera house, D. Because that was a majestic bark. A startling bark.
But it doesn't ring in our ears as much if it's bouncing off of all that.
Well, it softened it, but showed you how broad it is. You would hear that from 2 miles away in the woods.
Yeah.
Little dogs always think they're bigger. My 90-pound pit lab mix thinks he's a Chihuahua. Yeah.
Yeah, we concocted some weird dogs in this world.
Some mutant freaks, man. I mean, Dinor's got a set of pipes on him that, like, only makes sense if you selectively breed a wolf to the point where it's got the loudest voice possible, and then distribute that weird specialized gene amongst 10 billion mutts.
Mm-hmm.
And you get a Dinor. Because, like, he doesn't have the bass, but his pipes are so... He has the treeing instinct.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like a hound.
That's why he chased that cat.
Yep. He doesn't chase to catch a cat or to catch a squirrel. He has the instinct, and this is just years and years and years of selectively breeding these dogs, right? He has a crazy instinct to chase a small animal and then bark at it. He doesn't know why, right? It's just an instinctual drive in him to do that.
But he's a little mixed up too. Like, he doesn't do his big bark after treeing sometimes.
Yeah.
He does the bark and then the treeing.
Yeah.
Not
Dinor is a mutt, so he's not any one thing.
Yeah.
We did the genetic test, and he is Shih Tzu, Cocker Spaniel, Chihuahua, Hound. Pretty much in equal proportions.
Isn't there like some Yorkie in there too or something?
There was there was a couple of little minor additions or inclusions and stuff, but the 4 major components of his genetics are Shih Tzu, Chihuahua, Cocker Spaniel, Hound. And it's the hound in the bark and the treeing instinct.
His fur is like all Shih Tzu.
His fur and his eyes are Shih Tzu.
But he's got some like Cocker Spaniel curl to it.
Yep. He's got the kind of Cocker Spaniel waviness or curl to his hair. Mm-hmm. Instead of the long, straight hair of a Shih Tzu. He's got the longer snout, so he doesn't have that smashed face of a Shih Tzu because he's mixed with a bunch of things. So he's got a really nice length on his nose, which makes him not have breathing problems, which is nice. Mm-hmm. So he's got the cute of a Shih Tzu, the personality of a skibbity chihuahua and the soul of a hound and the cuddliness of a cocker spaniel, all mixed into a giant mutant freak that is Dinor. You want to see this dog? All right, D.
Go see Daddy.
Let me scooch back a little. Oh, God!
Bro.
Come on. Let's try that again. There he is. There he is. This is the Dinor. This is the dirty, dusty D from the salty sea. He Shih Tzu, he Chihuahua, he Hound, and he Cocker Spaniel.
As you can see, he has no concept of personal space.
He just headbutted me right in my lips, trying to jump in my lap. It's like, Mom said, go see Daddy, though. Mom said it. I'm sorry. Mom said it, though. You got that loud voice, huh, boy? Got that super loud voice. Let the whole forest know you saw something.
Mm-hmm.
Let the whole forest know.
You want to look at the camera?
We need to get that.
That little ball.
Yeah. Should make a little thing that you put a treat on.
Yeah.
Too. Because that would get him better even than a ball, I think.
Yeah. Is there anything I can get you?
Nope. I think I'm good. I love you. The most good boy of all the good boys. Agree. He's the goodest of the good boys. The bestest of the best boys. What's it like working at Starbucks? Bro, I worked at Starbucks for like fucking 8 years, bro. You might have been joking, but you asked the right guy. I got hired at Starbucks on January 1st of the year 2000. In the year 2000. I got hired at Starbucks, and I quit Starbucks in 2008. I like your outfit. Looks comfortable. Oh, yeah, it's super comfortable. I don't really bother putting something on if it's not comfortable. Like I work for myself. I'm a podcaster, right? Work from home. I've got a studio. I don't gotta impress anybody. I don't gotta maintain any kind of like standard or decorum. And I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna. If it ain't comfy, I'm not putting it on me. In the year 2000, your gravitational pull, do you really not know that your is a contraction of you and R? So what you said was, oh yeah, retract it. Yeah, retract it. You are a dumb fuck, aren't you? Can you read a Harry Potter book? Yeah, he retracted that comment real quick, bro. Can you read one page of a Harry Potter book and summarize it for us? I bet you can't. You fucking dum-dum. Yep, first and only message. What a face plant, bro. What a face plant. It was a mistype, bro. Or is that one of your alts, Willie? Are you alting up in here, you dumb weirdo? Why would you take that dude's side, bro? He comes with an out-of-pocket comment and makes a common misspelling for people that don't know the difference between your and your. I mean, come on, Willie, man. You really gotta oppose me that much? Is it because you think destiny bodied me? What a kid, dude. Or did you ran up in here today going like, hey, are you that dude that destiny bodied? I mean, dude, I'd be fucking so embarrassed. Oh my fucking God, bro. I just can't even fucking tell you, dude. I just can't even fucking tell you how painful that fucking conversation was on so many different levels, bro. So many fucking levels. You need to fucking clean your act up, bro. I mean, he did. Like, in what fucking way, bro? In what way? How many internet points were distributed between me and Destiny when we had a fucking conversation a couple of times? Like, are you fucking like... It's not Beyblades, bro. Like, human beings having a conversation with one another is not Beyblade. I just got done telling you, bro. I'm not a debate bro. I'm not a debate bro. I do not debate hoes. You came in there all smug, and he had to educate you on the basic history of on IP. And I just got done telling you, I don't give a fuck. You just got done having a whole conversation with me where I explained to you I can give a fuck about the history. I give a fuck. I never claimed to be a fucking expert on the history of IP. So Destiny reading off his Wikipedia research to me, like that was a pwn in your world? Cool. Cool, what's that solving? How's that going, by the way? It must be kind of rough in the Destiny sphere right now. I'm definitely not looking to pile on to dude. It's none of my fucking business. If criminal shit happened, then the cops should intervene. You know, that's the way I always feel about that shit. But it's got to be rough being like a hardcore Destiny guy right now. Because, like, even internally, right, the community's kind of fucked up. Destiny on some rough times right now, man. It's pretty crazy shit. Ooh, I don't know shit about any of the people involved. I do know that like Destiny has been real open with his like poly lifestyle and all of that shit. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I think that a lot of people, you know, are kind of reveling in Destiny getting caught up in some pretty shady shit because they think it's indicative of people who swing or whatever, or have poly lifestyles or are gay or this. There's a lot of like agendas attached to people that are really trying to tear down Destiny that aren't being said in the teardown, right? There's a lot of implicit shit, and I don't like that. I never like piling on in times when somebody's going through some shit when it ultimately is like none of my fucking business. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of people would argue like, well, that person making it your business because it's like they live their lifestyle out publicly. Okay, fair enough. I don't make it my business. How's that? I don't make other people's business my business, ever. That's just not my personality. That's not what I ever want people to do for me. And so, you know, don't make my business your business, and I won't make yours mine. Deal, deal. I was sitting on Pinocchio's nose. He said, what? Get him out. Is that just like a bot trying to get me to read some stupid rhyme? Ugh. I mean, Did you like it, though? Huh? Yeah. Are the Chalakians here, finally? Like, can I ask a question? And this is broader than just Destiny. When are we going to admit that the kind of debate bro culture is completely and utterly poisonous and we should stop doing it? Like, as leftist political activists, right? When are we going to admit that overall the debate bro community is poisonous and kind of populated with people who are kind of shitty and doesn't solve anything and doesn't make anything different and doesn't push forward any kind of cause, and maybe we need to stop doing it? Is it time yet for us to admit that it's shit? Internet blood sport holdovers. I am not a self-aggrandizing guy, but I am partially responsible for the current climate of debate bro culture. I was a main cast member on the Drunken Peasants podcast, where a lot of this podcasting, people arguing with each other back and forth about political opinions shit, was kind of born on YouTube. Yeah. Internet blood sports kind of had its birth right there. And I was a main cast member on that show for a lot of years. So I have a little bit fucking deeper opinion on this shit than you might think. I was there at the very beginning of debate broism. Okay? And I'm saying, from that position, okay, it's time to stop. It's time to stop. It's enough. Yeah. Willie's just like, Willie is literally the stereotypical Destiny fan that's gonna come in here with the most uncharitable fucking take on a conversation that he can possibly think of and pass it off like a good question and waste my fucking time. And see, this is why IP, right? That puts a button on it. This is why IP is a poisonous fucking topic. Poisonous. Yep, Willie has been desperate to start beef with me, and there never was any beef, and I tried to treat him like a human being, and he just kept coming out the side of his fucking mouth at me like a little cuck for Destiny and vegan gains of all people. That fucking weirdo. Give me a break, dude. Your life is running around sucking other people's balls in other people's chats. I'm not even that big of a fan. Here's every fucking super fucking Destiny cuck hot take. It's like, dude, give me a fucking break, bro. Yeah, little doppelgangers, dude. Little proto brains that learned everything that they know about having a conversation about politics or anything from a dude that's all fucked up, bro. Give me a break. I just stumbled in here. Are you that dude that Destiny totally cucked? It's like, what a fucking goof. And here I am having a whole ass fucking heartfelt conversation with that dude, right? where I show him way fucking more respect than I typically show a person like him. And an hour after that, he goes, didn't you just kind of totally pussy out and rage quit on vegan gains? It's just like, oh my God, you dribbling, drooling, bubble living, non-grass touching, autistic Gen Z retard. What a waste of my fucking time and energy. Hey, at least there were other people here because I made the argument with genuine passion and I gave you my genuine heartfelt opinion. So maybe it was worth it for that, but what a fucking nightmare. And there's just a fucking army of those human beings out there dribbling and drooling with their fucking fake internet points in their hand. You got pwned. It's like, oh my fucking God. Oh yeah, Willie got smoked. And if you reveal yourself as a Willie alt, you'll get smoked too. No, you can't have a genuine conversation with a lot of people. And that's the problem with debate bro culture. It is deviated so far from natural human conversation, and it is enforced with all of these insanely autistic, non-human rules. And the whole culture is, oh, you got bent over and fucked up the ass by destiny. It's just like such a fucking like 10-year-old's culture. It's literally like Beyblade culture, right? Like fucking playing fucking Yu-Gi-Oh levels of culture. But it's like 20-somethings that you're arguing with. Such fucking stunted progression through a human life. I will tell you this, dude. I'm 45 years old. I went through a lot of phases in my life. I never had a phase ever in my life where I started trying to emulate some nerd on the internet. Dude, the wildest fucking shit happens. And this happens in the Vosh community, and this happens in the Destiny community. And maybe in other communities, but those are the ones I've noticed the most. People that watch them, if you have conversations with them, they talk just like these fucking people, bro. They will use the same mannerisms, the same turns of phrase. They're like little clones. I don't know that some of them even have an existence outside of that fandom. It's really, really wild. Like that whole dude for an hour in here trying to trigger me into a meltdown because Destiny pwned me. It's like that, dude. I used to shoot marbles on the fucking playground too. You know what I mean? It's like, what is this? Grown men doing high school shit. That's what it is. How's that helping anything? That's why I was saying it probably needs to stop. I think it's time to stop. What do you want me to do about it, man? The only thing I feel like I can do is either just like completely retreat from it and completely inoculate and annihilate myself against any kind of interaction with people I don't know. And let me tell you guys, I fucking thought about it. I have fucking 100% considered cutting interactions with chat and these types of streams completely out of my day. And maybe that's what I'll end up doing. I don't know. I just feel like it's so poisonous to even try and talk to people. Because everybody's got a mask. Everybody's the Joker. Dude, there's no way that dude would have jerked me. And this isn't even a physical threat. If that dude was sitting back here on my porch across from me, there's no way he jerks me around that way. No chance. Zero chance that he wastes an hour of my fucking time. But on the internet, everybody's the based memer. I'm a based memer. Aren't you the guy that Destiny rodeo fucked all over the internet? It's like, what? Nobody would ever come at you with that energy. 1v1. Ever. Ever. But on the internet, everybody's just Willie or Sammy or Joe Bob Blowjob. You know what I mean? And it's just like, man, I just fucking... I see the internet as such a tool for genuine human connection and fucking conversation. And I so try and have those. But man, dude, I do consider just fucking being like, what is the point? But it's also one of the only things I think I can do logically to try and push back against what I see as like a tide of illiteracy and ignorance, right? And a tide of human interaction that has nothing genuine about it, right? This kind of like, I have a mask on, so you're a fat bitch. Or I have a mask on, so you're an ugly whore. I don't think that fucking was what like activists were thinking of when they, you know, like really like protected and fought for the anonymity that people enjoy, or at least the relative anonymity people enjoy on the fucking broader internet, right? I don't think that is what's encompassed in the protection of anonymity. When I think of your anonymity being protected, I think of you having an opinion that goes outside of your social group. You don't want to be ostracized. Or having an opinion that is outside of your family group and you don't want to be ostracized. Or you're a whistleblower and you want to tell some truth about an abuse that you saw at a company you work for, but you don't want to be fired for it, right? That's what I think of when I think of like, why would I protect anonymity? It is not little autistic Joey making 15 fucking accounts and coming in here and trying to start shit. That is not what it is worth. And there's got to be a way to filter one from the other. Like there's got to be a way to filter one from the other if the internet's ever going to be a place that's worth using. Well, whatever, Willie. It's just fucking shitty, dude. The culture that you're a part of, now you can unban him, Midnight Ghoul, it's fine. But if he'd one more toe out of line and he's fucking gone. I'm trying to fucking make a bridge with this dude because I spent a whole fucking hour having a genuine and honest fucking conversation with him. But it's just so stupid. The culture that comes from. And I was sincere. You were sincere at times, but I had to drag sincerity from you, kicking and screaming. But it's just dumb. Like that fucking culture that you're from is so obvious. Like, are you willing to admit a few things now? You knew who I was before you asked me earlier. Why did you come at me like that? You knew who I was when you asked me earlier. Your first thing in here, aren't you that dude that got raffle stomped? You did. Why'd you come at me that way? That's so fucking weird. Such an inhuman way to come at another human being. Why would you start your interaction with me with that shit? Let me pretend I don't know who this is. It's like, fucking what? Are you playing a game? That's what it is. You've gamified human interaction, haven't you? You've gamified it. Everybody's got a points meter above their head, and if you can get off a based meme against that guy, they lose points and you get a point. Like, what is it? I would never in a million years go like, hey man, are you that dude that got raffle fucked on the internet? Pretend I don't know a guy? Why don't you just say what you are? Why do you obfuscate what and who you are with your first interaction? Willie, your. Fuck me. Well, the sad thing is that many people view sincerity and honesty like it's a grift. Like, I'm out here trying to sell you something, right? I'm out here trying to fucking do this, or I'm out here trying to do that, when really I'm just literally just out here. I'm on my porch smoking cigarettes and watching Captain Kangaroo, okay? I'm sipping coffee on my porch and trying to have a conversation that I'm letting other people lead, by the way. And it's just so hard. It's so hard to drag that and not feel disrespected at every fucking turn. And I think that veil of anonymity, that non-personal contact, allows people to just be shit to each other. Oof. Well, people need to unnumb themselves then, and that's what I try and do, right, with these conversations. Fuck. It's just so frustrating is the word I'm looking for. Frustrating is the word I'm looking for. So you're never trolled on the internet. See, that's what I'm talking about, dude. I was trolling before the internet, and I was trolling people on the internet before your dad rutted your mother. You come at me with such disrespect for a little fucking cum stain that follows around another person like a dog on a leash and emulates their master. You came in here with such fucking dumb debate bro energy, bro. How'd you win that? How's that a fucking 1 point for me? Paul was trolled into a genuine position on a complex topic. It's like, what is this? Whiz kid. Whiz kid. Hey there, whiz kid. Raffle now. But I did explain my position on IP, Lamal-based memer, Omega Lol, Sweatstiny. It's like one of you in the flesh, bro. One of you in the flesh. Unreal. And trolled people with less serious topics than murder. Dude called truckers mean names. That's pretty much it. Yeah. That's pretty much it, dude. You're right. You're right. Just hold the L, Will. Hold the L, dude. You came in here like a dumbass. You kind of went out like a dumbass. And maybe, like, run that through your internet points machine and ask you who pwned who. And maybe stop, like, pwning yourself. How about that? Good morning, Queen. And yes, they're on that BS. Thank you for the $2. Appreciate it. I'm the dumbass? Yes. You came in here pretending to be something you aren't. Trying to troll your way through what was a genuine fucking honest and good faith conversation on my side. And went out sad and bad. So yeah. You're the dumbass. Is this a revelation to you? Is this that meme moment from Quantum Leap where the guy goes, "I'm retarded," and closes the mirror and there's a retarded guy standing there? Yeah. No, you're retarded. You responded to me in good faith while talking about how Destiny fucked me and I rage quit on vegan games while your debate bro shit. That's not good faith, bro. You came at me in good faith by pretending you didn't know who I was to try and meme on me earlier. What about this conversation is good faith on your part? You're back on an alt after getting banned out of here for being a shitbag. What about that is good faith? What about that was good faith? Explain to me what's good faith about pretending you don't know a person when you do and using it as a way to insult them. You don't get to claim good faith, homeboy. Pick one. You're either a based memer who's trolling, or you came at me in good faith. Pick a position. Stand for something. One time in your life and see how it feels. Are you a troll, or did you come at me in good faith? Which one is it, bro? Which one is it, bro? You can't have both. You're not slick like Destiny. You can't have both. Explain that your one-state solution would end a disaster. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You said it would. You didn't explain how it would. You said, this will happen because this happened. I don't care. I'm not getting back into IP with you, bro. We're talking about you now. That's the topic. IP was an hour ago. I gave you every drop of good faith you're getting out of me on IP. Now you want to talk? We're talking about you. Your tactics, your willy-nilly way of arguing, your agenda-based way of arguing, your meme lordery where you're jumping from one foot to the next. That's the discussion now. You've gotten every drop of IP out of me that you're gonna get. We're talking about you now. We're talking about human interaction and how it fits into the interaction that you and I had over the last hour. That's what we're talking about. That's the topic. of the stream right now. So if you want to have that conversation, I'm open to it. But I gave you everything you need to know how I feel about IP. And I gave it to you in a heartfelt and genuine manner. And that's provable by the consistency of that position. The Destiny shill's still going. Oh, they never stop. They never stop. That comment just says nothing, dude. I've got a one-dimensional view of the world. What am I supposed to do with that critique, bro? It's just a bunch of fucking slop nonsense. Non-critique. I feel like you have a one-dimensional view of the world. Like, what am I even supposed to do with that? You're not even, like, talking like a human being, bro. You're talking like somebody who scalps every fucking talking point they have off of other content creators. Like, that sounds like something Destiny would say two-thirds of the way through a debate. I feel like you have a very black and white, one-dimensional view. And he'd probably be correct. That's the difference between him and you. I went in as a troll, but then I responded in good faith as you did. And then you went back to being a troll. You see? You remember what I said earlier about you having one foot in each little world? You want to be a good faith guy, but you came at me and left trying to be a fucking meme lord and get internet points off of me. So pick one. You're not slick like Destiny is. Destiny gets to live in both of those worlds because he's smart and he's been doing it longer than you've been fucking capable of doing it. You don't get to glom onto that. You're not a meme lord. You don't get to have one foot in the good faith and one foot in the shitstorm. Pick one, bitch. What are you? Because if you're a troll, I'll deal with you one way. If you're a good faith actor, I'll deal with you another. But you keep jumping from one foot to the next, and there's only one way you're going to get dealt with around here. Now, your next comment determines your future here, and I'm going to let my mods decide your fate. So make it a good one. Make it a good one. I just said a whole lot. There's a whole lot for you to respond to. You have the floor. Your next comment. The guillotine hangs above you. Heavy and leaden and sharp and deadly. At least he chose. Came in sad, went out sad. But once again, it really does call into question, like, what is the point of even having these conversations? What's the point of even entertaining that people are going to be human beings? Maybe there isn't one. I don't know. Wonder if that's tiny penis, man. You never know. You never know. Anyway, I'm done. I will see you guys some other time, yeah.